To meet or not to meet? That is the question. Presently, we are preparing to meet together back in our sanctuary in a couple weeks, and we have a wonderful committee, our re-entry committee, that is working on that and putting together plans and procedures in order to do that in a very safe and secure way. Churches all around the world are answering this question right now, and as we think about it, particularly in our state of Pennsylvania, some churches are going to be meeting this Sunday. Others have already decided they're not going to meet until in July or maybe even later. We know that we have the freedom to do so now. In fact, we actually have had the freedom to do so, to meet together at a 50% of capacity ratio in the sanctuaries, but we have chosen not to until this time, just because of our great love for our members, our neighbors, and wanting to do all that we can do to make sure that people aren't infected by the virus and stay safe and healthy. But now it seems like it has come that time to literally reopen the doors and gather together. But then the question is, who feels comfortable meeting and who maybe doesn't feel comfortable meeting at this time? And that's a very, very valid question. And for different people, there will be different answers. And all of those answers actually, in this case, are correct. If you feel comfortable meeting, you would have the freedom to do so, and that would be appropriate. If you don't, that would also be very appropriate for you, and to stay home and to enjoy the live stream service and worship the Lord together with us in that way. I'm reminded of the Apostle Paul, and when he writes the letter to the Corinthian church, which was plagued with divisions and arguments over different things that were dividing them, and one of the things was meat. Now, a different kind of meat. It was the M-E-A-T meat, and Paul writes to them in 1 Corinthians chapter 8. And he says, some of you know that you can go to the market and get a great price on meat that has been offered to idols. But you know that the idols they're false, they're dead, and you worship the one true God, so enjoy getting the great price on the meat and have a great barbecue. But others of you are saying, hey, you know what? We came out of idol worship, and we don't want to get anywhere close to it, and we are not comfortable in any way eating meat that was first sacrificed to idols, even though we also worship the one true God. So Paul says, both of you are right on that, and so follow your conscience on that, but make sure to not allow your freedoms to destroy or to cause your fellow brother or sister in Christ to stumble spiritually. And those of you who are not feeling freedom in this, make sure that you do not use your conscience on this to limit your brother or sister's freedom, though, as well. And so that we wouldn't use our freedoms to destroy one another's faith, but that we would have love and respect for one another, and that we wouldn't force others to come to the same conclusion that we'd have on some of these issues that there is no clear word in the Bible that says you can meet on this date after the virus or that date and so forth. This is one of those things where you have to use best judgment and love, charity for one another in all things. And so that is where we're at today in thinking that through. Now, as we think about to meet or not to meet, some of you, again, might feel very comfortable and invite you to come when we do open the doors. And again, we're looking forward right now to trying to do that in a couple weeks. And those of you who don't, feel no pressure at all on that. And please join us and engage through the live stream and worship God together that way. This is not an issue of does one have faith or does one desire to gather together or worship God or to live out their faith. This is simply an area of what does one feel safe and secure doing. And so we want to be very sensitive to that as we move forward, but move forward together. And so I would encourage us to create some space for grace in our life and our practice and our love for our brothers and sisters in Christ, so that we can grow forward together in our faith as the family of God. And so as we answer that question, to meet or not to meet, let's make sure that we make space for grace in the midst of it. God bless you.